I'd like to show you how to use a ladder stitch to close a small seam like this on a doll part. So we're going to try and close this hole. We're going to do little stitches that go across like the rungs of a ladder, and then at the end I'm going to show you how to bury the knot. So first we'll get our thread. We don't ever want to get more than we really need to do a project. This is about an 8-inch length. We don't want longer than that because it gets very difficult to deal with. And I'm going to insert my needle so it comes out right about there to the side of this bottom of the opening. Very close to the seam. And I have a big knot. I'm going to pull that to make sure it's snug, and that's really well seated. And then I'm going to go across the seam to the other side and take a very small stitch like that. And I'm going to go across from that and just do a mirror image stitch, one stitch up from the one I just did. So you can see I've got some back and forth ladder rung configuration happening, and you'll get better at this as you go. You tend to be able to meet pretty consistently from one side to the other. Not promising you a perfect ladder stitch. This is going to be for demonstration purposes, but it's looking pretty typical so far. We'll just work our way to the very top. And now I'm going to pull the threads tight, and this is pretty cool what happens. There, and that's a slightly gathered ladder stitch. I like the gathered ladder stitch. It has the look that human hands have been at work on this. And now I'm going to form the knot that's going to be inserted inside the other side of the fabric. Once I make it, I'm going to make a French knot. If you've ever done embroidery, you know the French knot is done by wrapping the thread 3 times around the end of your needle like that, and I'm going to pull that close to the piece and until it forms like a knot. I'm going to put my thumbnail on it, and then I'm going to pull that through. To wiggle it a bit. It's a tight knot, and that made a knot right on top of the surface, right where I want it. And now I'm going to take my awl, which is a really fantastic tool for making holes in fabric, and I'm going to make a hole close to the seam here. I'm going to wiggle that around. I'm not trying to break threads, I'm just pushing the threads aside to create a hole. And then I'm going to take the tip of my needle and I'm going to insert that carefully, trying not to catch any threads around that opening. And the knot is going to be pulled to the inside. Can you see it? I'm going to pull. Made a tiny little popping noise, and that's exactly what you want. I can cut this thread now, and then I want to push closed some of the opening of the hole I just made. A pretty big hole. And that's how you create a ladder stitch and bury the knot.